My name is Albert Wekser. I aspire to become a leading researcher at Umbrella Inc. It is time for me to abandon the sinking ship that is Umbrella. Wesker here. I will use the ropeway to return to the training facility, and depart from there. The virus that Birkin had created brought me back from the brink of annihilation. I did not have time to enjoy my newfound life. I had something I needed to do. Time to grab the data and get out. I will use one pawn to eliminate the other, and emerge with the spoils for myself. The summation of Umbrella on one disk. This should come in handy. A new Genesis is at hand, and I will be the creator. I will follow my initial plan and lure the S.T.A.R.S members into the mansion. Their superior combat training should make them perfect test subjects. Sure, I'm not human anymore, but just look at the power I've gained. Chris, it appears our fates are forever intertwined. Thanks to you, however, Umbrella's one step closer to its re-establishment, and once it is, there will be significant changes in our world. The right to be a god, that right is now mine. Ouroboros is on the eve of its appearance. 6 billion cries of agony shall birth a new balance. Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and better. My name is Albert Wekser. I aspire to become a leading researcher at Umbrella Inc., a pharmaceutical enterprise who covertly conducts bioorganic weapons, better known as BOW, for development. At the Leader Development Training Ground, situated in Raccoon City, I met a brilliant and talented researcher who decided to take a different path, William Birkin. In time, I shifted my position to S.T.A.R.S, the Special Forces unit of the Raccoon Police Department. Umbrella, for crisis management reasons of their illegal bioorganic weapons development, had many of its people working the police department. I became the leader of S.T.A.R.S and conducted all sorts of intelligence activities for Umbrella. As I continued to serve, I devised my own plans, and waited for the right moment to execute them. Then at last, opportunity knocked. 1998, July, 7:24. The freak murder incidents that occurred in the forest near the mansion started it all. The mansion was Umbrella's secret BOW laboratory. It was clear that the in-development T virus was the cause of the murder. Initially, Umbrella instructed me secretively to keep S.T.A.R.S out of the case. With the heightened emotions of the citizens, S.T.A.R.S had no choice but to move in. That was when my next order was given: dispatch S.T.A.R.S to the mansion, dispose of them, and then report the situation to headquarters so that their combat with the BOW could be used for data analysis, allowing Umbrella a comprehensive portrait of the BOW's combat abilities. From the two S.T.A.R.S teams, I first pitched in the Bravo team. As expected, the top elite of S.T.A.R.S gave all they had and became useful sample data. And following, I geared up the Alpha team to search and rescue the lost Bravo team. The members of the Alpha team also proved their worth, and as expected, many died. There were 5 survivors from the initial 11 S.T.A.R.S members. From the Alpha team were Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Barry Burton. And from the Bravo team were Rebecca Chambers and Enrico Marini. Executing my plans, in the midst of the whole affair, I could take Umbrella's ultimate bioorganic weapon, the Tyrant, and join forces with an opposing corporation of Umbrella. To buy into that opposing corporation, I would need the actual combat data of the Tyrant. The surviving privileged members of S.T.A.R.S were just the perfect bait. I decided to have one of them play the Judas and draw them to the Tyrant. The Judas was Barry. Barry was strong, just, kind, and cherished his family more than anything. His type is easy to manipulate. I just took that most important thing away from him. My only miscalculation was the high potential of Chris and Jill. But with the family man Barry playing Judas, the scheme went as planned. The then the winds turned unexpectedly. I had to eliminate Enrico, who found out who was behind it all. I used Barry to get to him. After I successfully got rid of that nuisance, I awaited a sample specimen that Barry would bring to me in the Tyrant's room. I injected the virus I obtained from Birkin in advance. If I had made Umbrella believe I was dead, it made it far more convenient to sell myself to the opposing corporation. According to Birkin, the virus had profound effects. It would put my body in a state of temporary death. It would then bring me back to life with superhuman powers. Therefore I unleashed an awesome tyrant from its slumber, and let it attack me. As my consciousness faded away, I was certain that the whole scheme would end in success. Never did I imagine that S.T.A.R.S could slay the evil creation. I lost the tyrant, and the plan I devised, which cost me my humanity, ended in failure. Now anything and anyone who stood in my way will be terminated. It's been that way for a long time, and it will always be. At all costs, I had to make the S.T.A.R.S pay. September. 2 months had passed since the mansion incident. To regain everything I had lost in my new organisation, I joined hands with Ada Wong, a female agent who was also sent to spy on Umbrella. I knew in my bones that the key developer was William Birkin. What he didn't know was that Umbrella did not play games with anyone. Eventually Birkin would be assassinated, and the G-Virus would end up in the hands of Umbrella. But the salvage team led by Hunk was ahead of us. By the time they got to Birkin, he'd already infected himself with the G-Virus. He became his own creation, and decimated them. Soon after, the T-Virus carried by rats spread throughout Raccoon City, and Umbrella faced its worst scenario. 9/28. The good citizens became zombies, and the city had headed for its devastating fate. Humans were no match against zombies. In the chaos, Umbrella Europe applied a new type of bow called Nemesis. The Nemesis would hunt down and destroy the surviving members of S.T.A.R.S. Jill. It became imperative that our organization would also obtain the Nemesis data. 9/29. To cover up the whole affair, Umbrella jettisons a tyrant to take care of Leon and Claire, who were trying to unveil their secrets. Then a new revelation. Birkin used to hide the findings of his studies in his daughter Sherry's pendant. It was very possible that the G-Virus was there. While Umbrella was busy with the cover-up, we had to capture Sherry before they did. I sent Ada undercover to seek the location of Sherry. I, the dead man, on the other hand, had to work in the shadows. A spy's obligation and priority is in the mission to carry out the mission like a machine without any emotional interference. Through our interaction involvement with Leon S. Kennedy, there's been an infection growing inside her. My instincts sensed danger, something had to be done quickly. My instincts did not disappoint me. Even though Ada almost had her hands on the G-Virus, which Leon had acquired from Sherry, that affection of hers drove her to a death. She was still of some use. I had to save her life. My people hurried to retrieve the G-Virus that Leon threw away, but Hunk, the only survivor of Umbrella's salvage team, was there before us. 9:30. Our only option left was to bring back Birkin, the monster, as the sample specimen and have him finish off Leon and Claire in order to obtain his combat data. Although Birkin lost the battle to Leon and Claire, we succeeded in gathering samples of the G-Virus from his dead body. 10:1. In the morning, the government bombed Raccoon City in an attempt to stop for the viral outbreak. This was, of course, their feigned reason. Later, Claire left for Europe to find her lost brother Chris, and Leon joined forces with an underground anti-Umbrella organization. Sherry is safe in our hands. I would never underestimate Birkin. There's something about that little girl.